You are listening to The Guide, entertainment.ie's weekly TV podcast with Fiona Flynn and David O'Shaughnessy.
Hi, and welcome to another podcast of The Guide, which is entertainment.ie's first TV podcast, and this is our second episode.
Woo! Week 2.
Week 2.
this is
For
how
all
we
you
do.
hardcore fans out there.
Yeah, I hope you're up to speed.
Yeah.
Week 2, this is how we do.
Exactly, yeah. So last week we talked a lot about True Detective, which was what everyone was watching last week. But now what everyone was watching this week is a lot less cooler. But
Hey!
we can't not but acknowledge the phenomenon that is the Rose of Tralee.
The Rose of Tralee.
Yeah.
Oh God, what did I sing? That's terrible.
I know. No editing here either.
Look, I know, but not as terrible as the actual Rose of Tralee.
I know. So,
But terrible in the best way possible because it is one of the most, lovingly, hatingly watchable things on
lovingly,
television.
hatingly, yeah.
Lovingly, hatingly.
It's like the love-hate of pageants.
Do you know what's really weird? Love Hate actually was on after the Rose of Tralee last night.
I saw that.
That was bizarre.
Yeah, sort of, yeah.
Just weird scheduling from RTE.
Exactly.
Anyway.
So I guess the question is whether we should still have Rose of Tralee in 2015.
I mean, what, as society? Or
As society, yes.
as a culture, as Irish people, as humans?
Whichever way you want to answer that, Dave, I'll leave that down to you.
Okay. I mean, I don't think enough people, well, there's obviously, it's serious business. To be serious about it for a second, is serious tourism. It's great for Ireland as, a thing around the world. And, I mean, we can never, knock something that actually adds to our culture. And it may not be the best example of our culture. It's not like Heaney or Yeats or the Book of Kells.
No.
But it's still something that does attract a certain type of person to Ireland. And it may be twee, but a lot of our culture and our tourism is based on twee. You know that way? If we were to do away with everything twee, we'd have Guinness and Bono.
Yeah, and the IFSC maybe.
And the IFSC. Christ. So I think, no, we shouldn't get rid of it. I understand all the reasoning why it's a pageant for lovely girls in 2015 in the Royal Kerry, hosted by Daithí O'Shea.
I know.
Is just abhorrent to some people, but I do think it's well worth that.
Yeah.
It's well worth having.
Yeah, I fall down on annoyingly both sides of it, so I can't even fully argue with you and say no, it's wrong, and because I do like to think of myself as a feminist, as every woman should, and it is that whole thing of come on, are we still having lovely girls contests? I mean, it is just so much of it is so cringe.
Yeah.
But at the same time, watching it the last couple of nights, because I did watch it the last 2 nights, as I know you did too.
I did.
It did prove very entertaining, and the whole country was watching, even
Absolutely.
people who claimed they weren't watching had saw at least a few minutes of it at some point. It got 1 million viewers, which is up there with the Toy Show.
Yeah, I know. I knew it's one of their biggest draws of the entire calendar year.
Yeah. So I think it's not going to be scrapped anytime soon for, as you said, for the tourism reasons, for the fact that so many people are watching it. I mean, as we said, was kind of whether we should just discuss Rose of Tralee in the podcast.
Well, if over 1 million people are watching it and there's over apparently I don't know, I'm going to say 500,000 tweets, and maybe it was just because it was either 500,000 or 50,000 tweets. Someone RTE or something tweeted, and I was it definitely wasn't 50,000 because there was definitely more than 50,000 people tweeting about.
It is such an interactive thing to watch if you are on social media.
Oh my God,
tweets were
makes
hilarious.
it so much fun. So say the first night I watched it with a group of friends, watching and then talking and tweeting at the same time, and then on Tuesday night, I watched it at home with my mother because it was her birthday.
Yeah.
And
like a good son.
Like a good son, I stayed with her. And so a lot of my commentary was insular.
Yeah.
But I was able to express it on Twitter because a lot of my references she was not going to get. When I referenced True Detective 2.
Yes.
Season 2, rather, in a tweet about it. But no, Twitter was just on fire. And I think, you have to, hat tip to the people like Waterford Whispers for just coming out with some crackers.
Yeah, exactly. And what about that person on entertainment.ie?
Oh my God, I mean, she was on fire, I think is the quote.
The pressure, though, to come up with oh my God, because everyone is so witty on Twitter.
I know.
So I was sitting there kind of going, oh God, think of something funny. Put a GIF of anything.
You ever think about it? Wit.
Twitter. Oh God, it's all coming together now. I knew I'd learn a lot on this podcast. I really did.
There you go.
Especially from you, Dave.
Lesson number 1.
So who was your favourite Rose besides the obvious winner, the Meath Rose?
Oh God, I love them. I had moments where I was you're dire, but you're brilliant. Louth was amazing.
Yeah.
I love that I don't know their names. It's just like Louth.
No.
But apparently they don't know their names either. They just call each other like Kentucky and fucking
really?
like which
It's the Rose banter,
which is kind of makes me feel like Orange is the New Black. You know, they just call each other by their surname.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like Pennsatucky.
I'd say now down Rose of Tralee, it's very like Orange is the New
Could you imagine?
Tralee is the New Black.
Tralee is the New Black. Oh my god, that's a bloody show.
There it is.
There's
yeah.
a documentary, patent
Yeah.
pending, copyright, TM. Okay, next year we're going to go down and do a series.
Exactly,
Oh my
yeah.
god, imagine we should do a series live from Rose of the Tree. Sorry, digressing, back to the point.
Yes.
The
The Loud Rose was great though, but did you see when she got shamed
She got
on the
shamed
Monday
the first night by the Monaghan Rose.
Yeah.
After the camera cut to her Monaghan Rose's 3 brothers, who were all very attractive, but one was attractive in particular. And then she threw the Loud Rose under the bus by saying that when they met,
fancied the brother.
that she said she'd seen him and fancied him.
Yeah.
Which is, and you just cut to the Loud
Yeah.
Rose in the car, just like, and then Stoney, because she knew she was on camera and was like, you could see her, she was like,
I know. It's so funny though, because it's like, yeah, they're all roses, but we're still competitors.
Yeah,
I will
yeah.
put one of you under the bus if it
Yeah.
makes my interview better. You know?
Yeah, exactly. And then she got her chance to say her part on the second night, in which she said that thanks for that, because it made for the most awkward introduction ever, because she hadn't actually met the brother until
no.
after the Monaghan Rose had said that. So apparently it was like, hi, yeah, so the whole country thinks we're shifting.
Yeah. It's no pressure.
No pressure.
But, you know.
And her thing is, she's like, I don't know, you could have a woman. And it was just a golden moment. She was
Yeah.
down to earth, she was real. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm
I know.
giving
I
reasons
know.
why
I
she
know
was
what's
good.
happening here.
But
Yeah.
you know
we have
what
to
I
just go
mean.
with it.
It was like, instead of seeing someone there who was like an American, world peace, and here's me in my bikini, and my talent is making men happy.
Yeah.
You know, it was someone who was like, sure, look, I'm here, and I'm giving it a go.
I know.
So there is a layer to them. I think a lot of them in the recent years, because they're aware, people are talking about it on Twitter, because they're aware of how much attention is on them from all different aspects of society or people in society, that they're willing to be more themselves and not be the stereotype of
Yeah.
what a pageant princess is. And
Exactly,
I think you do have to hand it to the Rose of Tralee. On one hand, the fact that they have done away with making them do a talent if they don't want to.
Yeah.
And a lot of the things they talk about, they do celebrate their careers and their overcoming of adversity. And sure, the Meath Rose,
So much overcoming of adversity, though,
I
Dave.
bet there was so much overcoming of adversity. I mean, it was like the qualifications. I was almost playing bingo.
I know.
It was like,
I survived a horrific illness.
did you have a tragedy in your life?
Mm-hmm.
Are your parents emotional in the audience? Do you have a very attractive partner? And is one of your siblings really attractive?
Yeah.
They're
certainly probably the questions they go through as they're about to interview them.
Yeah.
You know, it was so funny even watching it at home, and it was like, oh god, just wait for it's like X Factor, you know. That's like they have to have an interesting backstory to be able to get on. It was like one after the other came up with these, and they're like, you couldn't even tweet anything negative about it, because then you're the horrible person who's like, oh my god, she's got another horrific illness that she conquered. You're like, wow, she's a hero. I know she is. But at the same time, when it gets to the 18th Rose who's telling the story, and the ones that wrote the poems, and then they played the music underneath the poems that they wrote.
They came out with it was the most twee Titanic theme song things, and you're like, oh dear god. The second Rose was from Kerry on the first night, and they did it to her, and I was like, oh god. I was like, that's enough now. And then there were another 8 poems.
Yeah. And they were all like, I was old on a road. And then I saw an abode. It's like other things that rhyme with
To
that.
will to wit.
Yeah.
I said to Mick, I will go walking while I'm talking. Exactly. It was just, I mean.
It was crazy.
The Garda band now, very talented.
Oh,
We're not
of course,
saying they're not very
That's
good at what
taken
they
away
do.
from them. But yeah, they really did ham it up to the
Yeah.
extreme. And it's like, But yeah, there was some funny talents as well, though. There was the one that did a science experiment. That was kind of
Live
cool.
science. I was very good. Live science. This is great. There was also the one, she didn't do it as her talent, but she was a mermaid.
Yes. Yeah.
She was very good.
Someone jump rope skipping. Yeah.
Oh my god!
To
And the Rocky theme music, I was like, and she had Kerry colored socks. She was trying to hit everything there. We'd live Pilates.
Yeah.
We'd live ballet bar.
Yeah.
It was just they just did everything. We had Titan the dog. Oh, we could not talk about Titan. Titan the service dog.
Oh, that was the best part.
I was like Titan for the Rose.
Yeah,
Truly.
that should happen. They should really just start incorporating animals into it. It would make the whole thing, just lift it up that cute notch.
That's like a Simon Cowell would should be this needs more animals.
The animals of Tralee.
Yeah, and then a buzzer.
Yeah. Oh god, a buzzer. That would be great. If you just if they're really boring or do a bad song, you could just buzz them off.
And a trapdoor while we're at it. Let's just go all out and go Hunger Games on this thing.
Yeah.
Let's just have them fight it out.
It was really funny watching though that Autumn, and I found the same thing last year. again, because I watched it last year, all as part of the TV editor position.
Yeah.
But last year, straight away after Maria was on, I kind of knew that she was the winner. Like, and I think everyone did. And the whole of Twitter kind of lit up saying, that's our winner, that's our winner. And the same thing happened with the Meath Rose. And I know she was favourite, but a lot of people wouldn't know that. She was favourite in the bookies in the week coming up to it.
Yeah.
But as soon as I didn't know that at all. And I watched it, and myself, again, the people I was watching with were like, that's the winner. Because she just had such sort of personality, you know, like adversity. She come over it so much. She got 5.75 in her leaving cert while battling cancer. She also, I think, has about 5 PhD. I don't know how many PhDs she had, but she was really lighthearted as well. You know, she had the funny story about how she was mad about the Late Late Show, and it was like all those things of like, which I guess is the one thing that I do like about the Rose of Tralee is they do pick a winner that will, I don't know, represent the country well. It's like a kind of well-spoken, intelligent woman who, you know, has her kind of head on her shoulders, and they're the ones going out into the world. And I think that's another important thing with the pageant. And I know it is so cringe that we have this pageant in 2015, but it actually, there's so much that goes on behind the scenes in that. Like, you know, they go on, like last year's Rose went to Africa, was setting up schools, you know, they get to go around the world, they get to represent, they're sort of just another representative of Ireland, you know, like, oh, the Rose of Tralee. And I guess to the Irish communities abroad, which, you know, to us, it's like, that's so far away. For them, it's huge, you know, that they get to take part and, you know, get to go back to the motherland and whatnot. Yeah,
and it's a connection, and it's all about the diaspora and Irish abroad and charity work, which we're, I think, as a nation known for.
Yeah.
Anything like that. Like, after Maria Walsh did all her... Remember last night she made a list of all the things she did in her year, and I love that she focused on that. It was like, okay, Maria Walsh president. Like, I don't think she's an Irish citizen.
No, well, she's got her parents from Mayo, so... Does
that mean you can be president? Look.
She's probably still too young because that referendum didn't go through.
Yeah.
Don't look at me.
I'm still a bit bitter about that, I'm not going to lie.
Well, she did help in a lot of other referendums going through, I suppose. She had a lot of LGBT talks throughout the year to secondary schools and primary schools. So I thought she was probably the best Rose that we've had in years.
Oh, yeah.
Primarily because I can't remember what the other Roses were like. So
exactly, but we'll always remember Maria Walsh.
Yeah, exactly.
I think on that note... We should
what
maybe
have we
move
become?
on. I know.
It's like, so at the end of the day, we heart Rose of Tralee. There was a joke going around Twitter, though, that you should do the Bros of Tralee, which I actually had said at home, but then I realised it was all over Twitter. I thought it was so original. I was like, they should do the Bros of Tralee.
They should do a Bros of Tralee.
Yeah, so they really should do that. You know, the escorts are kind of just getting off handy sitting on the audience there. So yeah, I think next year...
The Bros of Bray? I don't know.
The Bros of Bray, maybe. There should be some sort of, I don't know, equivalent, you know, because, you know, equality, it's very important in our...
Yeah, and what do we get them to do? We could spitball here. What could we have the Bros doing?
They could do like push-ups, and what else do guys do?
Chug beer. Have a lads competition.
Lads. They could shout obscurities at a football TV screen while watching football.
I don't know.
Very sexist.
Hold doors.
They could sing songs and do the same Irish dance just as much as the females could, I'm sure. Maybe even Pilates. Anyway, I think we've completely Rose of Tralee ourselves out here. I think the moral of the story is, we think it's cringe too, but at the same time, you know, it's not the worst. There's a lot worse things happening in Ireland besides the Rose of Tralee.
Yeah.
Which is for a different podcast.
It is very fun to watch.
Yeah, it is.
Which is the most important thing.
Yeah, exactly. So moving on, as I said, from Rose of Tralee, we'll go on to our on-demand, which is now / on-to-internet. On-to-internet things to watch this week. And last week we talked about Wet Hot American Summer, which I hope everyone went and watched.
I still haven't watched the movie.
Oh, for God's sake, Dave!
It's there. It's in my Netflix queue, and it's all there. But we're very busy people, and there are lots of things to watch.
Yeah. Okay. And everyone is. It's that same thing with Netflix, that you have a list of about 10 different shows that are recommended to you to watch, and then, you know, you just can't watch them all.
Yeah, and between like Netflix and podcasts.
Yes.
And the things that you should be watching and listening to. It's very hard to make time in the day.
Yes.
While also being a social human who like lives outside of the cave that is your room.
Wet Hot American Summer, though, I will recommend for if you're having a really, really bad hangover day, you can just sit there, watch the movie, and then watch 8 episodes of it, and it'll sort you right out.
Okay, so I'm thinking the Monday of Electric Picnic.
Yeah, that's your Wet Hot American Summer day.
Okay, good to know. Yeah. Anyway.
Some of us had to work that day, but for you, I'm glad.
Wet Hot American Irish Sleepy Day.
Anyway, this week you are made the choice. So tell us and me about it. If there is an us.
If there isn't
us. Is there anyone there?
So this week I have decided to go with the Hollywood Reporters Comedy Actress Roundtable.
Oh, great. Yeah.
So what that is, it's basically, I think it was back in May, before the Emmy nominations were announced. The Hollywood Reporter, they do this every year with both the Oscars and the Emmys, and I'm not sure if they do it with any other awards, but they possibly do. They gather who they think the nominees in each category will be, if they get as many as they can, get them to sit around a table, because they probably would never really be into this presence, and just talk about their careers and what they encounter in Hollywood and in TV or in movie or in their things, and ask them questions that are topical, and also things about their lives that they need to have a chance to interact with each other about. And that airs on, so that is a whole hour plus long show, and that is usually like then chopped, and people probably saw bits of it put into pieces in different stories since May, but they released the unedited, uncensored, hour-long version. They started doing it with all their different shows, so the drama actors, the comedy actors, the showrunners, and all the different things. They've got 14 of them all together, and they're being shown on American television on Sundance TV, which I'm sure is like a Sundance festival television channel that's only available on cable. So, but thankfully, because very few people probably have Sundance TV, they upload it to YouTube after it airs. So every Sunday for the next probably 12 weeks, we're going to have different roundtables coming out all the time.
Great.
So
yeah, I remember them last year. They're
so good. And it's like, you think, oh God, I really want to sit down and listen to these people talk for an hour.
Yeah.
But when the talent is there, or if you've even like a passing interest in one of the shows, you'll just have an absolute blast. And the comedy actress one was probably, well, it's too early to say because there's another 10 or 12 to go, but I would say like it was an absolute riot.
Yeah.
Like you actually, A, you feel like you're in the room, B, you like wish you had been in the room when they were all your friends.
Yeah.
Like it was fantastic. So this year it was Ellie Kemper from Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt.
Brilliant.
Amy Schumer from Inside Amy Schumer, who's having the best year of her life.
Yeah.
Lena Dunham, actress and like showrunner of Girls. Tracy Ellis Ross, who was on Blackish. Gina Rodriguez from Jane the Virgin, and I keep forgetting, it's always Kate McKinnon from SNL.
Oh, great.
Yeah, who's going to be in Ghostbusters. So
is she? Oh, she is going to be in Ghostbusters.
Yeah. So, and Kate McKinnon is just amazing. She's one of my favorite person on SNL, full stop at the moment. But anyway, so they have those 6 women in a room.
Yeah, which was just, I like caught about 30 seconds of it. I just saw the pictures really on the Hollywood Reporter, and it's so surreal seeing them all in the one room together, because they are like the best comedy actresses going at the moment.
Yeah.
But
also the fantastic thing about them is that it gives them opportunity to speak freely without like, you know, in a magazine or an article setting an agenda of how you're going to interpret what their words. You just get to sit and watch these 6 actresses talk about things from like Twitter and like the horrible people that they encounter and the threats and the comments that they get on that, to like Hillary Clinton and Kate McKinnon's impressions of her that she does. And at one point they like asked for suggestions for what like her campaign slogans should be. And like Amy Schumer's one is like snitches get stitches. and then
Schumer.
And Kate McKinnon's one is she just leans in and she goes, guys, come on. which is amazing. And when you know like McKinnon's ability to do a Clinton impression, which is what she does on SNL all the time, it's a great moment. So like it was just really, really fun to watch, and to see like it's a bit like dominated by Lena Dunham, but I think that's because not that she's the person who dominates conversation, but I think it's like in that thing because she's a showrunner and she's a writer more so than the rest of them, who are like maybe wouldn't be as probably comfortable taking the spotlight.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah,
she does dominate a lot of it, but there are some fantastic nuggets in it. Like there's one bit in it where they're talking about like the sexism that they've encountered in Hollywood, and Lena Dunham tells a story about a certain actor in season 1 who like either didn't realize his mic was on or was just like didn't care, and said on his mic between takes that, and Lena Dunham had it in her ear, and it's like, oh, I can't wait to go back on a show with a woman in charge or a man in charge.
Oh God.
So Lena Dunham heard this, and then later on when she was like at the catering services getting lunch, and he goes, oh, you're really legging into this buffet, aren't you?
Done. You're gone.
I mean,
that has to be the guy that left, is it?
We can't say. We don't know for sure.
We don't know for sure, but one might speculate that it was the boyfriend that left after season 1.
You'd have to go back and watch season 1 and see if there's any male actor who's in a few episodes who's not in it anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, know.
If there was someone that came to mind, maybe like, you know, what's her name? Marley's ex-boyfriend?
Yeah. Who knows? But he was back, so I don't know.
Was he? Oh yeah, I suppose so.
Anyway, so that's just one of the moments that makes it a terrific watch. The other things they talk about is they talk about like the money disparity in Hollywood and the things they get in like between their careers and how women are like treated differently and how like when a woman talks about money, everyone's like, oh my god, like why are you worth that much? But when it's a man, people are like, oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a
There's
great
so
story.
much of that though, but it's great that they, you know, you can have like 5 or 6 intelligent women who can sit around and talk freely about it,
Yes.
like without being censored or been just, you know, like a lot of the time it's just considered, you know, oh, there's the women giving out again about their lack of equality, and it's like, yeah, it's all fun and games, but at the same time, it's true, it happens.
Yeah.
There is a mass difference between the salaries that happen between like actresses and, you know, comedy stars in Hollywood and obviously in the real world as well.
Yeah, and it's
You earn about 100 grand more than me.
I know, I'm like rolling in it. I mean, like I have.
See you now, yeah.
I know. I'm
ripping up money in front of me.
I was like, you should just roll it up and use it as cigarettes. Like that's just what I do. No, it's a really good watch. If anything, they're just so well spoken. And like Tracy Ellis Ross, who is like Diana Ross's daughter, I did not know that until you watch the show and you're like, oh my god, it's great.
Yeah.
And Gina Rodriguez just say some really, really interesting things about race in a really just like well-spoken manner. And it's essential. I think it's essential viewing even if you don't like these 6 women, if you don't know their shows, if you're like just looking for something that's just not your everyday, like, oh, sit down, junk an interview, tell me about your movie, la 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 la. To see them talk about an industry and to feel the weight of the things that happen to them and see how it impacts them as people. It's just very, very, very worthwhile.
Oh God, well, definitely gonna have to watch it.
You do have to set aside an hour and 10 minutes of your life, which is the unfortunate thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's on YouTube. If you have Netflix, or if I don't know if you can get it through Netflix, but if you have a device like an Apple TV, or if you can have anything that you can like send it onto your TV, sit down and watch. It's probably the best 70 minutes of my week.
Yeah, I remember last year watching the showrunner ones, and what else was there? It was the actors and actresses as well. But they're one of those things that you kind of go, oh, an hour. Like, you know, we're all have got such short attention spans now with the internet. But literally 10 minutes into them, you're like, okay, nestled in now. Because it's just, as I said initially, it's surreal to see them all in a room together. But it's so interesting what they have to say when they can speak freely. So yeah, that is a very good recommendation. Yeah. Excellent, one might say.
Yes. Well, thank you.
So yeah, now we have our TV picks for the week, which is all the stuff on the terrestrial TV and on demand and all that kind
all the
of
other
stuff.
things. Yeah. So what are you choosing?
I am choosing, it's hard in the summertime to pick TV picks because everything is repeats and there's actually not a lot going on. We had True Detective, which took up a lot of time, and that came in after Game of Thrones, of course. But one show that kind of caught my eye this week is it's just starting on Wednesday night, which is tonight, but by the time people are listening to this, it will have already happened. But it's called Top Coppers, and it's on BBC Three.
Okay.
And it's this police kind of crime spoof comedy thing.
Okay.
Am I describing it well?
So is it like, okay.
So essentially what it is it's like, you know, all those cop shows and cop movies of the 70s and 80s, like Starsky and Hutch, and Turner and Hooch and all that kind of thing. And even, you know, Beverly Hills Cop and the whole buddy cop movies.
Yes.
And it's all really like, you know, they got the complete archetype characters like the, you know, chief of police who's always really angry for some apparent reason. And like all characters are in there, but this is a complete spoof. And the main characters' names are John Mahogany and Mitch Rust, which is an obvious nod, I guess, to True Detective season 1. So while they're playing on like, you know, the kind of spoof American crime dramas and British ones as well, they're still of the, you know, 70s or 80s, are still obviously making a nod to True Detective and how they're doing things now, because the guy who plays this Rust guy kind of almost has an air of McConaughey in True Detective season 1 about him. So yeah, it's so far, it starts off, the 2 main guys in it I don't recognize, but there's a few familiar faces. James Fleet, I think his name is, and he was in 4 Weddings and a Funeral. There's actors that you'd know from kind of different comedy shows.
It's BBC, is it?
So BBC Three, which I know isn't lasting that much longer, but it's only 6 episodes, and BBC Three is going online.
I did not know that.
Yeah, at the end of the year.
Did not know that.
Hot off the press.
Oh, is it really?
No.
Oh. I'm just completely in the dark.
For
about
you
that.
it is.
This is brand new information to me.
Now I'm like, is it? Like, no, it is.
Well, no, that I remember hearing something about them being cut back and doing. I was like, oh.
So, but I think this show will actually be a pretty good one for them. It looks really promising. You know, some of these comedy shows, you know, they're like okay, this is really going to take off. But it's that whole spoof thing always does really well. And
Yeah.
I think, you know, even watching the trailer for it, it looks very promising. So yeah, I would definitely recommend people watching it. It's called Top Coppers. It's on BBC Three at 10 p.m. on Wednesdays.
And how long is it running for? Do we know?
6 weeks.
Okay, so there's not that much. And is it an hour long? Half hour?
It's about it's a half an hour, yeah. It's kind of a
Okay.
sitcom style thing. So it's the two of them are partners, and they kind of have to, the name of the fictional city they live in is called Justice City.
Okay.
And they need to and every week there's sort of a case of the week, and they have all these sort of villainous type, but they're all kind of like the typical people you would have seen in all these movies, and it all just goes completely ridiculous. And it's set in the 70s and 80s, so they have like, you know, like computer hackers and all this kind of stuff that like all this stuff that would have been happening in the 80s. So it sounds extremely promising.
Okay.
So I, you know, really apologize if it's, you know, a load of, you know, shite essentially.
Yeah.
But at the moment I'm like, Top Coppers sounds
Okay.
good. Yeah, it also kind of sounds like it's about coppers, the nightclub, so it might get some misleading watches.
That was also a show that we should probably trademark an idea for, of just
Wasn't
recording.
there a show about coppers?
Was it like a weekly series from Inside
Oh, no.
Coppers? Like, 'cause that's what I want to do.
Yeah, maybe we'll do the podcast there next week.
Oh my God. Could you imagine?
Our official request. So yeah, that is my pick of the week. What about yourself?
Okay, my pick of the week is Celebrity Big Brother. Now, don't kill me and don't leave. I know reality TV, it's like the
You
worst.
and your big brother.
I mean, okay, I will confess that I'm a Big Brother fan. I did switch off when it moved to BB or Channel 5. Like I didn't actually see. I don't think I missed 1 or 2 years when it was on Channel 4, but I was very much now, okay, it's Davina McCall, it's Channel 4. I've watched the 10 years on the Ultimate Big Brother that they did. Like, I'm not as bad as some people I know, but I do have quite an encyclopedic knowledge of just moments and like housemates from different seasons. It's weird how much it's ingrained in my brain, but
Okay.
every summer,
Should we test this?
I mean,
Winner
maybe.
2009.
Oh, you think what series is that? That's series 8. That's one of the years I didn't watch.
Oh, coincidentally.
I know. It's one of the, that was one.
Okay, who was the third winner ever?
It was, okay, so the first one was Craig. The second one
Craig.
was Brian. The third one was Kate.
Yeah, I actually know that too.
Hey, so why
I'm a classic Big Brother. Because I did watch it like everyone. Everyone
Yeah.
watched it, I guess, the first few years. It was kind of hard to avoid. It took over because it was the first time we actually had one of those type of reality
Yes.
shows on TV. So it was huge. So it was a massive appeal. I did this year, I will admit, get back into it when I was on TV3. Not to the point that I was addicted to it, but to the point where I did find myself knowing who all the housemates were, and I
Exactly.
kind of got involved in their crazy, insane lives. Which
Yeah,
were,
I think that was a bit of a coup for TV3 to get the rights to that. I don't know if they had a tip off that Mark from California was going into it, and then maybe they knew that
Yeah.
would be like a draw for Irish audiences. But I mean, it was a spectacular show this year. I mean, just because it kind of, for a lot of people were sick of it, and I don't think very many people would have really watched it on Channel 5
No.
because it was so dated by the stage that everyone knows when they go in that they're going to be somewhat famous when they come out of it,
Yeah.
and they're going to be able to demand X amount of money for talking about
Yeah.
X housemate that they pretended to be in love with, la 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 la.
So they're all practically directing their jokes and stuff at the camera these
Exactly.
days. Whereas
So
like, the
it's-
first series was just more like people just wandering around a gaff, kind of going,
Yeah.
"Do you want a cup of tea?"
But since this year's one, and actually it kind of kicked off with the previous Celebrity Big Brother, which is actually when I kind of started going back into Big Brother, because it had like Paris Hilton versus Katie Hopkins,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
Katie Price went in there and she went on to win, and it was just it was hell, and you were watching these people dealing with Paris Hilton and trying not to kill him, but it just made for fantastic television.
Yeah.
And they kind of
They know what they're doing. Up
they
there
know
in
what they're doing.
Big Brother Towers.
Yeah, and so yeah, this is like hopes are high for an equally entertaining.
Yeah.
Round
so,
of it again.
Come on, hit me. Who's going to be in it, do you think? Or do we
Okay,
know?
so reportedly.
Allegedly.
So we don't know. You know,
No.
they never know until they're going to go in. But the theme this year is UK versus USA.
Oh,
so,
which is great. That opens it up quite a lot.
Yeah, and also gives it a bit of I don't know if they're going to do that throughout, that they'll always be pitted against each other, but you know, it makes an interesting dynamic anyway. You know, like
So what will that entail exactly?
I don't know. They could split the house like they did in season 3. Remember they made like the poor side and the rich
yeah.
side, and there's loads of shenanigans there. Or if they'll just have all the tasks will be like versus each other, and maybe they like try and get points, and whoever's the most points gets a full budget, and the
Yeah.
other ones don't. I don't know how they're going to do it.
Yeah.
Who knows? But the people that are reportedly going in there include Hulk Hogan, who
Oh,
apparently
God.
is getting mega bucks, is what they're saying. He's
But
going to
he's
get.
after that whole big
I know.
controversy.
There's a
This-
huge controversy of him,
Yeah.
and he's also got his lawsuit going on with
Sure, you
Gawker.
won't be able to say anything, or
But
you know,
apparently he's getting, you don't know, maybe because of the CKTV, he's going there.
Litigation everywhere.
I know, it could be dire, but it also could be fantastic TV. But then again, because it's Big Brother, and as always happens, someone does something completely inappropriate because they think they forget they're on television and they have to be pulled.
Yeah.
So you never know what could happen. But I don't think they get paid if that happens.
Oh, right.
Or I think there's a lot in their contracts for like walking or getting removed. It like significantly reduces how much they get paid.
Okay.
It's like a contract thing. But
that makes sense, I guess.
Yeah. So Hulk Hogan could be one, which would just be, I don't know what we're going to do.
I mean, his character is completely tarnished forevermore. Like WWF have completely disowned him.
Exactly. The other one who's going in, who's another character that has a bit of a tarnished reputation, is Dan Osborne, who I think was The Only Way is Essex. Came into my
The Only Way is Essex, and you've lost me.
I know, I don't watch it at all. I'm assuming it's The Only Way is Essex. He came into my vision when he was on like Celebrity Splash, that diving competition.
Yeah.
Because, well, for obvious reasons, if you know what Dan Osborne looks like, you would be watching Splash. Look, television is television.
It is.
It's for the eyes.
Yes.
So he has like a tarnished career. I think it's something he threatened the mother of his child horribly, like things like actually like horrible things that should put him like behind bars.
I do think I remember this story now.
Yeah. So he could be going in again, risky.
Are they just trying to get in like, you know, the kind of potential convicts of society and just, you know,
who knows?
They'll all kill each other.
I know a lot of things. Like when it started out, like the first guy who went in was Jack D. He won, and it was Mark Owen, and then Chantal Houston, who was the non-celebrity one who came celebrity, and a lot of it. It was people trying to like restart their careers, or people who had a bad reputation, they were turning it around. So I think that like their agents and stuff like that see it as a gamble, but like I'd say maybe with the likes of Hulk Hogan and Dan Osborne, it's like, well, what do you have to lose?
Yeah, exactly.
You're already at the bottom, like, well, you can always go lower.
The bottom rung.
Yeah, but let's see what happens. Other people that are just saying going in, Janice Dickinson, who is the super. Oh my god, no, did you ever see what was it called? The Surreal Life on VH1. Do you remember that show? It was like The Simple Life, but with celebrities. It was very much like Celebrity Big Brother, but it was on VH1 in the noughties.
Yeah.
And
that was her big, because I remember her having a big show, but she only had that one. What did she?
She had one season on The Surreal Life. She was on America's Next Top Model.
Yeah.
But The Surreal Life was where it was like you got to see her at her full batshit crazy. Like,
I think I do remember this.
And then she was on it with Omarosa, who was one of the Apprentice winners at the time, and her and Omarosa did not get on.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. Anyway, she is a character and a half, and she has lived a full life and has plenty of experiences, and she's probably one of those bookings that they probably want people to go on and spill about Hollywood and all the people she's ever encountered, and which is you know, a lawsuit waiting to happen for Channel 5 and Big Brother and Endemol, but I mean, great to watch on TV. Other people going in, Gemma Collins, who apparently is another Towie one. She's the one who quit the jungle after three days.
And now there's talk of her going back into the jungle again.
Yeah, so who knows?
Damn our lives that, you know, we care so much about these shows.
Yeah, and I've other names written down here, but my handwriting is so bad that I can't actually read it.
Well, who would you love to see in the house then, as a massive Celebrity Big Brother fan?
I don't know. Big Brother the main show was great when they sent in old housemates this year. And I don't know if any of those are really. I mean, look, you know, Kate is on radio now. A lot of them have transitioned into like radio careers and TV careers. So Rylan won one of the Celebrity Big Brothers, and that's why he has a TV career now. So, well, actually, no, I would want to see him go back in because he's great on Big Mouth or whatever it's called.
Oh yeah, Big Brother's Big Mouth. Yeah.
But if I was to see a celebrity go in, I don't know. It's hard to like find someone who's like on that rung of desperation for fame,
like
but also
celebrities that, you know, I'm trying to think of like a Z-list celebrity that I actually don't mind, but I don't know, are we supposed to like any of them really?
I don't know. I'd be very surprised if there wasn't an Irish person in there, because they either get an Irish, like a Nolan sister, or they get someone, or an Irish model always goes in.
Yeah.
So
like Daniel O'Donnell, I'd say he'd rock that house up.
Oh my god, I wouldn't. Yeah, I'm trying to think of someone. I don't know, but
I can't think of anyone. Maybe Brian McFadden, would he go in?
I wouldn't.
Or
you
Vogue.
Don't know.
Vogue.
I think Vogue is like above it.
Yeah, that's true. And plus, they're kind of going through this divorce, but that's never stopped celebrities before.
I know, but I think they're like a bit more.
Wait, you see now.
Oh my god! I got that really. No, I think they're above Celebrity Big Brother. I think it's not something they would do.
I like your optimism, Dave, but I don't know. They could well rock up on that Celebrity Big Brother house.
You never know.
Yeah. Well, so when is that kicking off?
That starts on Thursday, the 27th of August. So that's this Thursday coming on Channel 5 if you have it, but if you don't, it's on TV3.
August, that was on my, oh god. Was
yeah, oh, okay. And believe it or not, it's the 16th Celebrity Big Brother.
Great. So
60th incarnation of
oh,
Celebrity Big Brother.
16th. I thought you said it was going on until 16th.
No.
How long is it, the Celebrity Big Brother?
It's usually 3 weeks.
3 weeks, okay.
Ish. I don't know. I think it went on longer last time.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. But anyway, if it's anything.
The length of time they're in for the actual regular housemates always just seems like some sort of, I don't know, Stanford experiment or something at this point. It's all gotten so weird and cruel in there.
Yeah.
So they really did kind of up their game with the Big Brother, I don't know, the whatever powers that be behind Big Brother with the tasks and everything. It was kind of, a lot of it was like mental torture, you know, what they kind of, the decisions they made them make. So it'd be interesting to see now if they do the same thing with celebrities, or will there be like contracts and stuff, you know.
Oh no, well sure, look, they sign waivers.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, there you have it. There are our TV picks, and that was the Rose of Tralee. So if you have any interesting comments about what we've said, let us know.
If you agree, disagree, think Dahi O'Shea is the best thing on the planet.
If you think this is absolutely a pile of shit, just don't say anything at all. Carry on with your lives.
just stop listening. We probably should have said that at the start. Just stop listening.
Exactly. Yeah, they probably already have, Dave. It's just us.
It's just us speaking into the void.
Yeah, exactly. So that's it for another week. We'll be back again next week with the guide.